So, oh my gosh, welcome back, Tommy. Whoa.
Good to be here.
It's been a solid 5 months. I actually had to double check to make sure. And 5 months later, you have a new song out that's going to be out today, right now. Um, Before we get started, I do want to go back because it's been about 5 months since we last chatted. And since then, your song 15 has topped the charts in multiple different countries as well as the billboards, as I can clearly see behind you with the billboard
Ah,
poster. I want to know exactly what day you got that, and what was the first reaction when you opened that box.
oh wow, that's a good one.
Unfortunately,
Yeah, so
also,
that
you won't. I just realized you can't even see the billboard on there.
oh here, you want me to do a quick
Yeah, here, we'll do
there
a
you
compare.
go.
There it is.
Hello, cello. Yeah, so that's yeah, the plaque, you got I was saying it was like, to get like Billboard eligible, for that plaque, you have to chart on Billboard, and um, two things happened with that. One was I didn't know, I don't, it's not like I get an email saying, hey, congratulations, you charted. I have to look like everybody else. And so the day came, and I think it's the following Tuesday. If I don't know that for sure, but I think that's when it is. And I pulled out my phone. I go on the billboard.com and I'm like, all right, let me see. Let me get the bad news. Let me get the bad news that, I'm going to scroll through the chart and it's not going to be on there. Well, I'm sitting there and I open it up and I scroll and I'm like, okay, so, number 10, number 15. I'm like, and I almost hit the home screen. I was like, yeah, well, it's not going to be on there. So what's the point? So, but then it kept going. You know how you do that and it keeps moving? Well,
Yeah.
then it stopped and I was like, oh my gosh, that's my album art. Like, and I was like, holy crap, number 25. I couldn't believe it. So I was, I don't know if I did a dance, but I may have done a dance or something. I was really excited. And then when the plaque came in the mail, it's actually really nice. They do a really good job. It's wrapped up really good, like in like bubble wrap and stuff. But the outside of the box says, how's it say? RIAA Gold and Platinum Award. So it
Ooh.
looks like you're getting this, and it's not. It hasn't gone
Yeah.
platinum or anything. But my was it my mail person? What was it like? Is this is this you? I'm just like, yeah. Like, is this what I think it is? I was like, something like that. And he was like, damn, man, you're famous. I was like, well, I don't know about that, but I was like, yeah, we're just kind of like small talk. But I couldn't wait to get it inside because I wanted to open up and see it, and it was everything I hoped it'd be.
Oh, so I'm curious, when it comes to being on the like Billboard charts, do you get that ability to say like, "Hey, well, I did chart on billboards." Do your like normal friends wise?
Yeah, I mean, if I have any, well, I have a lot of problems, but if I have, one of my main problems is I would say is like the lack of self promotion. I've never, I don't know, I just feel weird about almost to. I mean, I'm not embarrassed of music like at all. Like I'm so proud of what we do, but um, I have a little bit of a hard time doing the self promo thing. So it's a little bit, it's hard for me to say it. In fact, like I would say, like my Goldens, these are like my core people, man. These are like the best supporters in the world, and every once in a while we'll just drop in, like we'll drop in a chat and it'll be one of those, well, either they'll say you are a Billboard charting artist, or I'm like, well, I am a Billboard, that type as a more of a joke, but it's hard for me to like say it, but it's real and it makes me feel happy. So yeah, it's kind of neat. Oh, the other thing too on my
Oh, yeah.
my Twitter bio, I did change it. Um, so if anybody goes there and sees it, it says Billboard charting artist, songwriter, or whatever. I'm not sure, but something like that. And I just want people to know that see it. It wasn't a crass thing. It was I did it firstly as a joke because I always say it because the joke was when I first met my producer Roman in New York, he had told me how he had produced a bunch of Billboard charting hits. And this is obviously prior to me doing it. And I said, wow, man, that is crazy. And I said, if I charted a song on Billboard, I'd get a t shirt made that says, I charted on Billboard. So when I found out it did, I called him. And it was like really early because he's in LA right now. And I called him and it's like, like, hello. And I'm like, hey, dog, what's up? And he's like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, what size shirt do you wear? And he was like, what? I was like, what size shirt do you wear? And he's like, I don't know, large. He goes, oh my God, did we chart on Billboard? Yeah, and it took a second, but he got it. It was like a callback to 2019. And he's like, no way. And I was like, yes, that type of
Oh my
thing. So
gosh. Now the question is, do you have the shirt?
no, I didn't get it. I did. You know what? If we can
Good.
chart Humankind, I'm getting the shirt.
You know what? The next time when we do our in-person interview, I will make sure to bring you a shirt. I'll get it
Okay.
customized.
Nice,
I
nice.
will make
That's
a note
awesome.
of this. And it'll be on my
Okay.
little like, yeah, that's for sure. We're gonna definitely do that.
Okay. Nice, nice. Oh man, tell
So
you.
with that, now being already have one song charting, and you kind of already spilled the beans on this. You got another song tomorrow or today. Sorry, why am I saying tomorrow? It's today.
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 Yes, today.
You have the
Yeah.
song Humankind. I want to know how this song kind of came to be.
Well, we have like our what let's call like our pre-pro meetings, our pre-production meetings, and we talk about like melody lines, maybe a little bit thought of the song. We start talking about just things like how I'd like the bottom end to be shaped, and like fuzz. I love fuzz. I love bass and fuzz. Like I could listen to an hour-long record of just bass and fuzz. You know what I mean? Beats and just fuzzy stuff. And we kind of we're talking. He's like, "Well, do you have like in mind what you're gonna write for on this one?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think I do." I said, "I'm kind of really getting sick of the way people treat each other, like on social media, online, but social media, and I would say Twitter in particularly. It's really easy to, with the function of Twitter, to retweet and to quote tweet and really be like kind of vile on there. And there's good things too. Don't get me wrong. I mean, that's why I'm on there. But uh, the bad stuff is I try to stay away from it. But sometimes it's inevitable. You just see it come through. And sometimes things start off innocently. Somebody will just respond to a comment, and it's really not that bad. But I felt like we're starting to default to being nasty before being compassionate or even thinking about what was said. It's like we go right to war immediately now, and I think our behavior that way has changed, and I think for the negative. I think actually for the worse. And but it's not. I haven't given up on humankind. I really haven't. I think we're innately. I really do think we're good people. I just think you get into a rut or you get trained a certain way, or maybe you've been burned on Twitter. And you're like, that's it. The next person, I'm gonna give it to them. It's just a
Yeah.
vicious cycle. So I wrote the first draft, and started recording vocals actually. So I'm listening back because normally what I'll do is I'll listen the next morning because then I know if it sucks. You know what I mean? Because like when I go the next morning, I'm just like, oh, what? Sometimes I just laugh. I'm like, okay, that was terrible because you give yourself an ear break. Because if you do
Yeah.
it all in one day, I mean, you'll walk out of the studio like, I'm the man. That was the best thing I've ever recorded. It's like, yep, like print it. That's good. But no, listen to it the next morning with fresh ears, and you'd be surprised how many times you're like, oh my
Oh my
gosh,
gosh, I know.
this
It's
is
exactly like the drunk voicemail that you leave for your significant other the
that's
next
it.
day.
That's it. Yeah. Or if you have like an ex and you leave the voicemail, hey, I think we should get back together. And like you wake up and say,
Yes.
I didn't call. I didn't say that, right? I did not leave that on. Tell me I did not leave that on a voicemail.
At least then
Yeah.
you can't change
Kinda.
that, but you can definitely change this song.
Well, yeah. And that,
Yeah.
so basically how it was is it was just, I felt like it was a little bit too, I thought it was too negative, and I thought it was a little too militant in the way of, actually, I don't even remember that much. I have it written down, but I think I've since like erased those tracks because I was like so laughing because it was awful, but also I was just like, it's not good. But anyway, I thought it was a little bit too negative, and I was like, no, I'm gonna rewrite it. Well, about the fifth rewrite, which is a lot for me. Usually I usually get it in about one or two, maybe three on a song normally. Um, this one took a lot. So when I got the probably revision 5, that's when I felt it. I said, whoa, I got something here. And I changed it from being so aggressive to more of a, hey, maybe we should try a little compassion, because we don't know what people are going through in life. You don't know if you're dealing with an illness. You could be dealing with cancer. You could be dealing with COVID. You could be dealing with anything,
Yeah.
anxiety. You could have lost a loved one or something. So we don't know what people are going through. So I was saying, instead of defaulting on the vile way, maybe we should go back to defaulting to giving the benefit of the doubt, maybe a little bit compassionate. And so that's where the song started to go. And I was like, okay, I'm into this. Like I'm feeling this on a different level. I'm not singing words right now. I'm feeling this. So I sent it over to Roman, the producer, Electro Point, and he's just like, man, this feels good. Like this feels really good. So he's like, do you think you're close? And I was like, I keep hearing a voice. Actually, I keep hearing a female voice that I hear these kind of ahs and oohs and stuff. And I tried to do it myself. And I'm like, I just can't reach that. I can't do it. I can't reach it high. So he was like, who do you like? And I was like, there's a few singers I like. So how Caitlin Evanson got involved was so recently I had been watching and listening to all those old Taylor Swift records. And so Caitlin sang the background vocals and played fiddle and stuff on those albums and stuff. And she's on some of the biggest albums of all time. You know, she's on Fearless. You know, it's a diamond record. She's on Speak Now and Red. You know, and she got asked back actually to come back and do the Taylor re-record. So the Taylor's version on Red and Fearless, Caitlin is on those as well. So she was asked to come back for that. And you know, she's toured with Shakira. There's some great photos of her and Shakira on stage, just getting it. You know, she's got her red hair flowing. She's just amazing. She is a beast. She's so awesome. And you know, she's toured with Ringo Starr. I mean, she's real deal, super, super solid. One of the best singers I've ever been graced to ever hear. You know, in the studio. So you know, it was one of those, yeah, are you gonna reach out? I'm like, well, yeah, but she ain't gonna say yes. You know what I mean? Like, why? Why would she say yes? You know? Anyway, I said, screw it, man. I'm gonna reach out. And I did. And she responded like pretty quick and was like, yes. And she's like, I'm into it. And she told me how much she liked 15. And I I sent her over the demo and I sent her over the lyrics. And so she had told me this after a couple times, like we had talked more in depth about it. But like when it happened, she sent me a text, and she said this is what she said. And because when she gets like on a song, you know, you get the words, you do the harmonies, and you send your stems, and that's it. She
Yeah.
said she pressed stop. She sat back in her chair and she swears, she goes, tears. She said tears. She goes, this is a Make a Difference song. And she's like, yeah, I want to be part of this. And for her to say that, it just blew my mind because, you know, she's been involved in huge records. She's like,
Yeah.
literal tears. She said, tears. This is an important song. And I was like, dang it. That like, it's like the pinnacle for me. It's a songwriter. You get somebody to have an emotional reaction and then somebody that's actually singing on it. Whew. So, and I told her, I said, when I sent her like the notes, I was like, hey, if you feel something, please just go with it. Yeah, and I said, like, I have no idea. We'll get used, you know, the producer will hear it and decide what we're going to put in and put out. But if you feel something, and then she sent me a text, she goes, I'm feeling this. And what did she say? I forgot how she said it, but she said in this one part, can I go for it on this one part? And I was like, please do. Well, then it was like, I don't know, it's like midnight one night. And she says, hey, I'm gonna send you something to your email. So I'm like, yeah, I'm running the studio, you know, like, okay, you know, great. I pull it up, I see the stems, and there's like a whole bunch of stems. Cause normally for like background vocals, you get like 3 or 4 stems. And there's like a dozen. So I'm like, whoa, man, she must have really. So I load them in and I put on the song. And I was just blown away. I was blown away. I was like, oh my gosh, this song just went from here. I mean, it really did. I mean, it really truly did. It's just it wouldn't be the same song without her. And if she's watching this, please don't be mad at me. At some point, man, people got to hear your acapella voice, your vocals on this because it's amazing, truly amazing.
I really love the dynamic between the two of you guys. The one thing I mentioned earlier before the actual recording of this podcast, it felt like a dance. It felt that you guys worked so well with each other. It felt like you guys were like right in the studio singing together.
Mm-hmm. I do agree. I think it feels that way. When I hear it, it feels that way. And I can't believe she's such a pro. How she locked in, and those harmonies are so airtight. Like, well, I mean, you know, I love her acapella version, but when you do have ours together without the music, there's a little bit of magic there. There's something there I have never heard on one of my tracks before where I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, no, gosh, I'm so excited for everybody to hear this song. And you're doing something a little bit different for this song, unlike 15. I'm curious to know. Well, actually, no. Yeah, we're gonna continue on with this bit because I like this bit. I originally wrote it down in the wrong section. Um,
Okay.
so with every purchase of the song, you're given an opportunity for a fan to be able to take part in a concert. Can we talk a
Yeah.
little bit more
Yeah.
about that?
So yeah, for sure. So I thought I wanted to do a live stream concert for this because I wanted to be able to reach. I would say, fortunately, it's almost weird to say, but the fan base has grown to where it's not like a local fan base. It's all different states, but it's also different countries. So I have a lot of people checking in from, from Portugal to Israel to Japan, South Korea, Australia, like all over Brazil,
The
Chile, it's
Netherlands,
Netherlands.
Brazil.
It's kind of a crazy time that way. And a lot of people that, they've been supporting the socials, but, also, like when 15 came out, I'm getting tagged on like, Instagram stories and Twitter of people showing, hey, I'm listening to it. I just bought it, those type of things. And, reshare that out to the world. I want people to see, hey, man, people are enjoying this thing all across the world. And I wanted to be able to have like one exciting thing. So this summer, or kind of late summer, I went and played a couple what I would call VIP fan shows in a couple of select studios. Went over very well. People were so excited. It was great to play these songs, take pictures, and then go out for drinks after. I mean, it's one of the most incredible things as an artist to be able to share your art with people, but then be able to talk to them,
Yeah.
and just become friends and stuff. And uh, but I wanted like a show for it. So originally I was going to do a full show, full band show here in Detroit, and was working out the details with the venue and stuff. But it kind of hit me. I was like, I'd love to be able to do something so everybody could enjoy it at once. And that kind of morphed into, well, I don't really want to do a full band set. I'd love to do an acoustic set, but like a good acoustic set, not just me in front of a microphone and one acoustic guitar, like in my living room or like
Yeah.
here in the studio. I was like, I'd like to go to like what I call one of the finest studios in Detroit. Most of the big records you hear here, this is one of the three studios where it gets recorded, and I would call it's my home base studio when I need to record something really good. And so I called them up and was like, hey man, I want to come in for an evening and record live a show, and we'll have it as a live stream. And they were really excited about the idea. So that's what I'm doing. So instead of charging somebody $5 or $10 or whatever, I don't know. It's just not really about the money. I want to really have the enjoyment and the joy and the excitement. Is, hey, if you can support the release and go purchase the song in iTunes, Bandcamp, Amazon, and TommyMarz.com. I have an email set up. So yeah, so you just send your screenshots to that email, which I'm sure you can put in the description or
Yeah.
the thing for this, uh, which I'll send. And yeah, just send those screenshots. And then what's going to happen on the 21st of October, so that Friday, you're going to get an email with a link to the live stream that happens October 22nd, Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern. And so the admission is go in there. I'm going to have a link set up. It's out there actually live right now. It shows the 4 places you can go purchase the single. And I just really appreciate it. I think it's a good way to, we're getting the sales, but it's a good way also to. I just don't want to charge an arm and a leg. I want to be able to play and have people watch the show, and it's a reasonable rate, and we're gonna have a great time. So please do, if you're thinking about it. It'll be worth a while. So Caitlin is also. She's been
I was
so
just
gracious
gonna
to
about
do
to
all
mention
this.
that too.
Yeah, she's playing. So she's gonna play an acoustic set, and she's amazing. I mean, you're gonna get to hear her voice with like in an acoustic setting is such a. I haven't heard it, so I am in anticipation like everybody else. I cannot wait to hear
Oh
what
my
she does.
goodness.
And yeah, and then Lee Totten is another singer songwriter, and this guy's a pro. He's been on tour. He's toured with huge names. At one point in his career, he was touring like 200 nights a year. So he's a phenomenal singer songwriter. So he's also going to do a set, and it's going to be awesome. And I'm just looking forward to it. And we'll see. Hopefully people want to watch. So we'll see.
Yeah. Now there is a small little fear, and maybe because we've already kind of been hinting at it about a little so far in this, next weekend is Hell Week for pretty much everyone in the music industry because this is next week is Taylor Swift week. with her
Midnight's,
new
yep.
song, with her new album Midnights. I'm curious to know, as an artist releasing new music a weekend prior to it, are you nervous?
Yes. Yes. I would be more nervous if this was coming out, if mine was coming out on the 21st and it was already set in stone. And then she announced hers was, because I would say, well, anybody that wants to chart backed off of the 21st as soon as she announced her album was like, yeah, because there is no competition. You know what I
Oh
mean? She has
yeah,
no peer. So, um, yeah, but I am even the week of. I'm nervous because the attention is going to be on that album, and my attention's on it too. By the way, like I am looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to doing a deep dive into something I can get lost in musically, lyrically, like every other Taylor record. I have no doubts it's going to be whimsical. I have no doubt just by the song titles that we have now. Lavender Haze. I mean, we got some, yeah,
I know.
Karma. I can't wait to hear these songs.
I'm curious. I gosh, being a fellow Taylor here,
That's right.
I I had grown used to this animosity towards her, but now as of recently, I'm loving the lore. I'm loving these Easter eggs, and I'm having
Yes.
a lot of more respect towards her as a songwriter. And so I'm very curious to see it. I actually did pre-order a vinyl. I'm curious to know,
Oh,
did you pre-order a vinyl?
I didn't. Oh boy. You know what? Okay. That's it. So two things I got to do today as soon as we get done here. One of them is that's it. You're right. Because I have a record player and I love vinyl.
Yeah.
It's been, quiet as kept. I've been a little busy preparing for this release, but you're right. No, I'm going to do that. I am going to do that.
I'm just a little bummed because when I bought the pre-order, it was during the first 48 hours. These four vinyls were the limited edition,
Mhm.
and then literally a week later, they're like, "Nah, never mind. This You can buy those albums anytime this week." I'm like, "Are
Yeah.
you kidding? I just bought it on like quick. I only bought
Yeah.
one though out of the
Nice. Okay.
four, but
Yeah.
yeah, no, I'm curious now in terms of other vinyls. Do you happen to have the Harry Styles album?
Yes, I do. Yes,
All
I do.
right. So
Yeah. And it's
left.
still wrapped up actually. I haven't, you know what? I haven't decided if I'm going to play Navaya. I think what I'm going to do is actually buy second copies and just play those. I'm a little bit of a weirdo when it comes to that. So I have
You
actually one of the original pressings of Thriller, Michael Jackson Thriller,
Yeah.
that I will never put on a record player. I know it sounds like stupid, like then why do you have it? It's like I have a Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card upper deck. It's
Yeah.
literally my prized possession in terms of sports. Okay. I don't take it out and look at it. I don't put it in a frame on the wall because I don't want anybody to steal it. It's in my safe. That's how much I treasure it.
So I'm always
So
curious with vinyls because I'm like I took over my father's collection, so I have his. I know over time those vinyls do warp depending on where it's
they do.
stored. Is it in a good spot? You're
Yes.
okay.
Okay, so I do have a room. This is so crazy. So, and I actually have it set. And I just Googled this, so I don't know this for sure. But I have a dehumidifier in a room, so I try to treat it almost like a humidor that is good
Oh,
for vinyl because I actually do have quite a few now. And like I said, some prized possession there. Like I have a Seven Ragged Tiger Duran. I have the Police. I have all the Police records actually on vinyl, and that Thriller record. It's just one of those things that I don't want to listen to some of those. Now, if I bought them used, if I bought I got a copy of Ghost in the Machine, yeah, I listened to it. It's already been played, no problem. The Thriller one's an original pressing and I know
yeah.
it's worth a lot, but I would never sell it. I have it because that makes me happy to see that sitting there, and I go, whew. I mean, that's the ball breaker. I mean, like there's not too many records that compete with Thriller in terms of its overall, impact on the world, culture, sales, everything. I mean, there's not
Yeah.
many that compete with it. I can only think of a couple in my head, off the top of my head, that are in that rarefied air. It's
Back
understandable.
to the Harry Styles, because 5 months ago I wasn't really huge on Harry Styles, and because of you, I have been listening to Harry's House to the point I actually brought it over here that I too own
Oh,
a copy of Harry's House on vinyl, Target edition, so
okay.
it's yellow.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, that's awesome. I am so happy to hear. I don't know why. It's not like I'm Harry Styles or in his camp, but that just made me happy to hear that you're a fan and you bought the record. Actually, I love it.
You know, and it's very funny because like I was very hesitant on, kind of like with Taylor Swift, I'm very hesitant on jumping in, because it's such a huge fan pool. I really enjoyed this album. Was it Late Night Talking's been one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And ever since someone has introduced it to me, Music for a Sushi Restaurant will always play in my head along with the words. I don't know, because it was at one point used as a like a TikTok meme for a minute where you can easily make it commercialable. Like put that song on any commercial, like GC Penny being like, now through July 27th, you too can get this for half off. And I just hear that song in the background just playing. It's that addicting.
It's one of the best Apple iTunes commercials is having that song with those horns.
Oh my gosh, just those horns.
It's amazing. It's truly amazing. And I do like to rank things, so anybody watching knows this. I love ranking stuff, and I actually had Late Night Talking as my favorite for a little bit. It kind of, I love cinema, but right now, Sushi is the one. Sushi is number one for me. It's one of those songs that it's like golden for me. My favorite song by Harry Styles is Golden. They'll never be replaced for me. Now it's like it's just one of those things. Nothing makes me happier. I don't think there's a song literally. And I'm talking all this stuff because people that know me, I love Duran. I love Duran like so much, The Police. But I think Golden makes me the happiest. It's like the reflex for me. It's one of those kind of magic moments. And but on Harry's House, Sushi is that song. I seek it out. Like sometimes I'll be on my Ultra Music playlist and I'll just keep skipping ahead till I get to Sushi. Like you ever do that on a playlist where I'm like, I like all these songs. Yeah.
But then you just skip straight to it. Yep. That's what I do too with a lot of songs. I grew up listening to songs and knowing like how I would picture the music video to be.
Yeah.
And I can picture so vividly the colors, the scenes, the setup for Sushi Restaurant. I don't know why it was such a tongue twister of a word, but I can see it, and it's such a like it has that opportunity to be this fun dancing conveyor belt type sushi restaurant theme. I could see that so easily for this.
I like that.
For that song. I want to
know what I think you should do?
Yeah.
Well, when I first heard it, I thought Susudio because I like the horns in Susudio by Phil Collins. You know what I wish Harry would do is go to a pub in England and maybe the same pub and recreate Susudio with sushi. I think it would be amazing if you know the video, because the video's premise is everybody's at a pub, everybody's drinking, the band's playing, nobody gives a crap in the whole world. And then they start playing Susudio. And you have those horns coming in. Everybody's like, ooh, what is that? And I feel like have them up there, like, and get in the Harry way, yeah. And then go
kind of like Coyote Ugly in the moment, just hopping on stage and hopping on top of the bar and dancing. Yeah,
I funny if they did like a little bit of a drop in where Harry's doing his Harry thing. If anybody watching you've been to a Harry Styles show, he's very personable and he talks to people in the audience. So I think it'd be a perfect thing where he's like, and how are you this evening? And people are like, I'm fine. Being that way, and have him with just a cool outfit on and having that, that golden smile. And, everybody's just, whatever. Okay, just play the music. And then they start playing sushi and everybody perks up. I think it would be, and have the full horn section.
I think that would be
Harry, hire me. Hire me. I will direct it.
I want to direct that music video.
Nice.
Gosh. And you mentioned about him being personable. I feel like him and Michael Bublé would be like the best pairing. Because Michael Bublé is so personable on stage. Gosh, I just went and
saw him.
You did? How was it?
Yeah.
I was gonna go to that show and I forgot what day it was.
It was incredible. And yeah, man, it was not something I was seeking out. Let's put it like that. But your boy here, I always, seem to get taken care of every time I go somewhere. And it worked out to one of those kind of, I didn't have to be around other humans, which was great. Have my own area and stuff like I always do. And got to really just zone in on the show and not have people, bumping you or standing in front of you. And dude, blown away. I walked away from that show because, you hear his songs and it's hard to reproduce that live,
No, it isn't.
And he goes out there and I was like, this guy, you talk about a set of pipes. Michael Bubbs, man. This guy, Michael Bublé. He is He's in a different league vocal wise than I would say, 90% of the world. He unbelievable. He's unbelievable. And he did an Elvis medley. Oh, here's the thing.
What?
Not only did he do like a medley, he did a whole. Okay, so he comes to the end of the stage. He has this huge long stage, and he has like the band comes down there. So you have the drum set up and the horns and the bass guitar and the guitar, and he does this medley. But he doesn't just do the medley. He gets full into Elvis. He's like, "Thank you very much," and he sings the song like Elvis. It was, dude, it was awesome. It was awesome, truly.
Do you think in terms of like if like Michael and Harry did a show together, do you think that would be like the show to end it all?
Yeah, I don't think it could happen because you're like, if they're both playing arenas, who's going to headline? Now, I'd want Harry to headline, but the thing is, like,
Like if it was
Boulay
a Christmas
has,
show.
yes. But the thing with Boulay's stage thing, it's
Yeah.
not like a normal show. I mean, it's a whole panel. It looks like almost like a game show with all of there must have been 30 artists on stage total with background singers, horns, it's
Ooh.
amazing. It almost looks like a quiz show with everybody on their little thing. It's amazing. Um,
Just imagine with
but
Father
if
Boas and him popping out on stage.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, if those two did something like that, that would be. I mean, you talk about getting a night of truly like I would say vocal tone is an important thing to me because that's not something you can really create. You have it or you don't.
Yeah.
And both of those guys, they have it. They just have it.
Because with the new song out, are you excited for what's to come for the future of you?
Yeah. I think I would really love it if this song could chart again. I will say this, like let me think of how I'm gonna say this. Let me think about this. It was such an honor and such a burst of energy to have 15 chart. I will say that there's a lot more writing on Humankind charting than 15, and it's about all I can say. But I'd be grateful if we could make it happen. And if you're watching this and you haven't bought it, I appreciate it if you consider it. It's not like I'm not gone if it doesn't chart. It's nothing like that. It's just I have plans. I have plans in the works, and this would be a big part of that plan. So that's
And
my
the next
commercial.
part of the plan would be also putting another one of those billboard frames right next to 15.
That would be nice. Yeah,
It
that
would be
would be
really
nice.
nice. I think that would be great.
You know what I'm gonna
And
do? If I do it, if it does, I'm gonna do a live Twitter. I'm gonna go Twitter live and open that bad boy on Twitter. You heard it here first. And if
all
I get
right.
another one, all right,
And if you do, we will have a setup for an in-person interview, and then I'll make sure to bring that shirt. I'll buy two different shirts for you. I
nice,
have somewhat of a
nice.
cricket. We'll figure it out.
Okay, all right, sounds good.
All right. So with that being said,
Yeah.
obviously go check out Humankind. And where can we be able to find you again?
So all my handles on social is Tommy Marz Band. And if you go to TommyMarz.com, I almost forget, I fumbled that. I'll try that again. Go to TommyMarz.com and it's TommyMarz.com. And I mean, pretty much you'll find me. I'm around. Come peep my Twitter. I'm pretty active on there and have a lot of fun with the crew and stuff. It's a pretty fun place.
Is that okay?